Eric and I have always wanted to know our neighbors. When we were first married, we lived in an apartment complex, and we didn't want to let that stop us from having people over and getting to know people around us, so we had a lot of people over. When we moved into our house, same thing, I would accidentally cook too much food, then I would take the kids outside and we went door knocking and invited our neighbors over to have meals with us. It's something that we have tried to do, getting to know our neighbors. I have a dear friend in our neighborhood. We're also Facebook friends, and she started posting about inviting people to your table, but having the table be outside. So I got one over Easter, she got one soon after, and we've had a couple organized events at our tables. We had a coffee and donuts party. We invited our whole block, which is 30 houses. 30 houses. We had no idea who would come, but the coolest thing was that the neighbors that we knew didn't know each other. So it was a good connecting thing to start off, to kind of kickstart this turquoise table in our front yard. And since then, it's been a roller coaster of things that have happened that the Lord has just brought to us as a family. One of my neighbors is having a lot of trouble, and so we and some of my other neighbors are trying to help her through some of her struggles. Another one of my neighbors' houses got flooded and came to us and said, I have standing water in my house and it's been sitting there for a week. And we said, you're gonna stay with us tonight. A very obvious way that we share Jesus with them is by praying before our meals. And for my neighbor in distress, it's been very meaningful to pray before a meal because we include some of the things that she's going through in our prayer. Very few of our neighbors go to church. Very few of our neighbors love Jesus. I've had a lot of conversations with my kids about how we act as a family, what we say and what we don't say, because our neighbors don't have those filters around my kids. But it doesn't stop us from still going outside and still getting to know our neighbors. Having a table in your front yard is a great, easy way to get to know your neighbors. And just from what I've shared through Facebook, I think the count is up to 8 of my friends have also gotten turquoise tables, or just tables and chairs in their front yard, and are trying to be intentional about their efforts in their community and their neighborhood and getting to know their immediate neighbors. So I think the turquoise table idea is easy. It's not something that you have to wait for permission from a church minister to do. It's not something that you have to invite your friends to the church building, because that's very intimidating. You don't even have to clean your house for it. I think that showing our neighbors how we love our kids and how Eric and I love each other as man and wife and as a family, how we kind of do life together, I hope that it's a testimony to how Jesus is in our family and in our home.